Welcome to September Beauty Witch Style. Arriving fashionably late, but nonetheless, the guest you want at your cosmic soirée. When the wheel of the year turns in September, it's a certain defined clicking into place. You know what I mean? It's one that takes us from this very gliding motion of playful summer vibes into a very specific groove. It's rhythmic, and it's one of grounded understanding too. It's like a rest stop along the road trip, if you will, before the flurry of fall begins. With Virgo energy at the forefront, we're being steered toward that which is necessary for re-entry into our work days. The school year. In August, we are back to work and school in Europe. So it's this time before we can really get into the fullness of autumn. Everything now must be assessed and planned and readied. And I laugh when I see a collective whirl of day planners and closet organizers and lists being conjured, especially for myself. But really, it's the perfect time. You know, it's time for it to add those foxy new beauty rituals while the moon waxes. Get a good haircut when she wanes, which is very much in tune right now with that Virgo vibe. It's health and well-being. Virgo insists that you take a look at your fitness, your diet, your overall well-being. So do not overlook this. Please do not overlook this. Use this time. Because you see, you really want to get yourself into top form so that when fall does finally make her entrance, leaves turning to ruby and amber and the cooler winds start circling, the scents and the sights of fall really get into that tingle of excitement up your spine. You want to make sure you're ready for it because, of course, with changing seasons come sniffles, and we don't need that. So take good care. And of course, Virgo has her very own power card, her very own tarot card, as they all do. Can you guess what it might be? Well, it's the Hermit. And you can see him. Now with the Hermit, you see, your goals are reached through personal reflection. Wisdom is gained in solitude, but it must be shared. So there's also this understanding that distractions must be dismissed and you focus on carrying out your plans. And what I love about him is it's not so well depicted in this one. This is from the Tarot de Marseille, but he's generally coming out of the cave and the light is right in front of him. He nothing's holding him back from crossing over and stepping out. So don't you hold yourself back either. So of course, the big exciting news as we greet September and all the possibilities in store is that Our Lady Venus is now direct in Leo. Yeah. So for many, this was a fairly intense retrograde period where how we make money and what we want out of relationships went through a real reassessment and things were a bit slow on the uptake. But now we can take everything that we've figured out during this time and bring it forward. Lessons were certainly learned and possibly a few secrets revealed. There's always this nostalgic vibe with the Venus retrograde as well, which can actually be quite sweet. But now it's about moving forward into the future. And it's a bright one, you know, because Leo restores our confidence and gives us what we need to shine brightly in both love and career spaces. And the confidence that we need to make some real moves. So if you've got a big step out into the world you want to take, or maybe a few bold romantic gestures, do it. Now would be the time. You don't have to fear. And as you build your future, don't forget to enjoy the now. It's so important to enjoy the now, to be in the now. Now with our big cat friend, very much still in the mix. And this cat friend, completely in alignment with it. You may feel so inclined to splurge a little bit. Some shopping sprees, entertainment is a big one, new hair, beauty potions, just saying, just putting it out there. You might want some of those. Now, the next cosmic event we do need to look at happens, well, it's already happened because we're late this month. That happened on the 4th, so it's just happening. So there will be, as it often happens, some different energies colliding around the same time this first and second week, because Jupiter just retrograded in Taurus and will remain that way until the end of the year. Now, this can cause a little bit of a feeling of instability, but really it's just a time to reflect on your goals and change course if needed. There's a balancing of head and heart right now that really does need to happen. But the thing you need to know is that it will come fairly easily. What will also be easier is to let go of any unwanted pounds that may have appeared after splurging on your summer holiday. So that will be easier for you. You won't be so quick to indulge either. And the Virgo energy will align with that also. So once again, coming back to a good time to reassess, help your body, your health, your overall wellness, take good care of yourself. All of which segues beautifully into our new moon in Virgo on the 14th coming up. So she's at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So remember that up until that time, and factor in your time zone, of course, you're in dark moon energy. So in order to effectively work that new moon, you need to wait until 9:40 p.m. Now, this new moon brings one word to mind: improvements. Virgo loves to make things more efficient and really more to her liking. You see, this is the moon of the year for finding new ways to be productive, streamlined, organized, create your routines. I know, I'm flinching, but even I know to use this time as it is given. I sound like Gandalf. But you're going to find yourself more aware. All right, overall, you're going to find yourself more conscious of your health and your resources, and wear a bit more restrained at times so that you can really splash out on other times. So it's not about total frugality, it's rather making smart choices, because Virgo is very, very discerning. Very discerning. So you'll make better investments of your time and your money rather than just throwing it around at like whatever's shiny in the moment. Staying in what you can afford so that you can actually splurge on those, let's say, plane tickets or concert tickets or great new boots for fall or whatever it might be. I just almost knocked over my water glass right there. But you know, this happens. And you know, with all this cosmic dancing going on, hard work will be balanced with inspiration. So don't think it's all work and no play whatsoever. That's not the vibe. I would hate that, and I would hate to tell you that for sure. It's finding the spaces for enjoying yourself, for pleasure, for time out of your headspace. But you can only get there if you tend to what needs getting done. It's just logical. That's coming from me, but yes, needs to be shared. Now for this moon, I have conjured a potion from my Enchanted Living archives that works so gorgeously with right now. It's a lusciously spiced autumn body exfoliant that will renew your skin and get you glowing for all that pleasure you're going to have when the workday is done. And in other good news, our friend Mercury is now direct on the 15th. And this will be very helpful if you've been waiting on other people. You know how I love waiting on other people to make decisions that affect me. And I can only imagine you feel the same. But if work-related, in particular, communication has been held up in any way, you can really start to move ahead now. Yes, Mercury has a post-retrograde shadow, all planets do, but it's just not that intense, really. You'll see the emails, the calls, the texts, the contracts starting to come in. Might just be a little conversation at first, but you'll feel the momentum building, and then the flow will be more in your favor. So it may trickle in at first, but it will pick up steam, I promise. You'll see. Also, right now, the sun is trine Uranus, which is actually a great thing. I know the minute you say Uranus, everybody gets afraid, but this is a really good thing. It's actually full of fantastic good luck and bright energy. So bring that in toward you too. And now, what has everybody been waiting for? It is officially fall. Yes, the autumnal equinox opens her velvet drapes to reveal Libra season on September 23rd. And the view could not be better. Everyone's favorite time of year is here to enjoy and treasure because she's as fleeting as she is beautiful. I mean, it's hardly a coincidence that the sun now enters the most aesthetically charged sign of the zodiac. Libra loves beauty in all her forms, but she also creates it everywhere she goes, you know? Art, music, poetry, design, clothing, scent, sights, sounds, textures. I think you know where I'm going with this. Definitely time to up your beauty rituals and your adornments. Who doesn't love fall clothes, accessories, adding glamorous little touches to everything, and have fun with it? I'm thinking velvets and silky things and boots. Definitely boots and coats and hats. Though on a more sober note, if we must, is that the equinox is actually the balance of light and dark. Literally day and night, but also energetically. So be mindful of the fact that we're encouraged right now to stand our ground, but also to be diplomatic and fair. You don't want to lose allies. In relationships, you need to be heard, but so does the other person. You know, it's time for sincerity, for building trust and building bonds. And certainly don't burn bridges from the past, but keep them where they're meant to be. And this can all be done with a certain charm that Venus especially radiates in the sign of Libra, most of all. The equinox also marks the second of the harvest festivals and the witches' Thanksgiving. Not that Thanksgiving, but the one that is actually about giving thanks for the harvest that gets us through winter. And this brings us to our full moon this month in none other than firebrand Aries. This moon occurs at 5:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 29th. And take note here, because the night before the full moon, when she's at her most potent, you have a void until 8:17 p.m. So on the 28th, you will want to work with the lunar vibes, say after 8:30 that night. And I know I'm always banging on about the exact times and the voids, but you know, it's really important because when we're doing lunar magic, we kind of want to be accurate, no? And this is always a very powerful moon of the year, very powerful, very potent moon. But now, especially with that North Node in Aries, also, the energy available to take control of your destiny is just off the charts. This is pioneering and fearless. Use your raw passions to guide you. Don't sit this one out. Do not sit this one out. Let that fire take hold and let Mars lead the way. And you'll get what you want. You will. And as you raise your glass to your very fabulous future, make sure it is filled with this potion. And that's all for September. I want you to enjoy it so much, so much. I'm going to. And I will see you next in the full-on season of the you-know-who.